next year. So lots of transferable experiences. Non-contact day, we still think that, you know, remembering you're on a full-time course. So a full-time working week is 9 till 5 or 40 hours. You know, I'm a 5 a.m. in the morning girl and try to finish earlier in the day, that type of thing. You need to be doing a full week, especially within these short, plump versions of the module. So invest lots of time and, you know, talk to us about your reading as you go, and just start writing, you know, your introduction on the very first day, really, of the module.
Okay, so as Shan alluded to before, there's going to be some differences in terms of modules based on the module content. With education and quality, this module is predominantly going to be online. However, the pattern of the week is quite similar. So Monday will be your online day. Tuesday you'll be doing some content, as you will do on Wednesday and Thursday, with Friday being your kind of independent study day, as Shan said. So this module will be predominantly online, but Emily will explain that in a lot more detail nearer the time. And again, this will then take over during weeks 15 and 18 once Family, Schools and Society has finished.
We're getting some feedback from students that they like the little short snappy bits of information, like a 2 or 3 minute video on YouTube, because it's easy to watch on your phones and it's quite friendly because you can see us just having a cup of tea in our kitchen or whatever and chatting to you about what you want to know. So please all subscribe to PES TV if you haven't already. If you subscribe to it, and it's an easy quick link then on your phone, and we'll be posting lots of quick updates on there.
Absolutely. We haven't actually officially launched PES TV yet, and Shan, Nick and I and the team are kind of going to get together really and think about how we launch that officially. We've kind of put snippets out, but we'd like to do an official launch date on social media and things. So if you haven't looked at it yet, get on it, because there's some really good stuff on there. Shan won't say it herself, but she's got some really good videos on there. They're really informative for you guys. So there is some really good stuff, so check it out. Finally, thinking critically about primary education, that's your final module in the first term. And remember, term 1 does go over Christmas. Okay, so you'll be doing 2 weeks of this module before Christmas and 2 weeks of this module after Christmas, which actually is really beneficial because it gives you the Christmas period maybe to do some writing and get some work done in that time. Very similar in terms of your contact. Very similar to the plan is it's going to be very similar to Family, Schools and Society, with online sessions on a Monday, face-to-face Tuesday and Wednesday, depending on your group, further online content on Thursday, and Friday being that kind of independent study day. So what we've tried really hard to do is embed as much consistency in your timetable and contact days as possible. Okay, now for the I think hopefully now is the assessment schedule. Shan, do you want to have a brief chat about this one?
We thought this would be a helpful fridge resource. You could stick it on your fridge and tick it off as you go along. That's what happens in my house, because remember, I'm living with 2 students going into year 2 in the house, and they're liking things like this, which tells you where you need to be and when. So your first module, your first column tells you which module, and it tells you your week numbers. So if you use that with the calendar as well as all the other module documents you have, you can see that we're starting with Family, Schools and Society. Week 11 is 5th of October and so on. It's also something good to have on your fridge because, for example, if something happens, you need to contact your module leader. We know that if that's way into the term, it's good to have a quick reference. So either save it on your phone or your fridge or whatever, and you've got all our contact details there without having to go into Moodle to look for them. So it's a quick reference guide for us all, us as well as you guys. The other thing as well is that on the third module, on the third column, you'll see that we've kind of listed some basic information about your assignments. So the type of the assignment it is and the prospective submission date. Now, some of them are subject to change or to be confirmed because we're still working that out. But at the start of the year, you've got all of your assessment dates, and we've been able to liaise with each other to try and stop that traffic jam that we sometimes have over the academic year for you in terms of writing your assignments and submitting, but for us for marking as well. So if you have a look at those, you'll see that most of the assignments are based within the module time or close to the module time, and it tells you what you're doing and when for the whole year. So if nothing else, please keep that as a quick reference guide, because it's something that we'll all be referring to as well. And any updates on the TBCs we'll add as and when we have the information.
Fab. I think we're getting a bit of a dodgy connection there a little bit, so sorry if that cut out. So what next? Things are obviously moving forward. We're probably about Monday, I think we're 2 weeks off the start of term one, so we're not far off. Timetables are starting to be confirmed, so you're probably going to start to see your timetable change. What you will see on your timetable is face-to-face sessions, so the times that you need to be and where you need to be. Obviously you'll split into your subgroups for them, but you'll also see your synchronous stuff. So by synchronous we mean live sessions, and that's also going to appear on your timetable as well. So your timetables will start to be confirmed. I don't know why I've put assessment schedules will be devised, because actually we've already devised them, so thanks to Shan for that. But I guess a plea from me, and probably both of us, is if you have any specific questions, get in contact with your course reps. And what we'll do maybe in a couple of weeks is we'll do a Q&A video, addressing any questions you've got from this video. Okay, so if you've got any questions, any burning questions that you want us to address before the start of term, get them over to your course reps, or email Shan or email me, whoever you want to do, and we'll get those questions addressed. Because what I want to do, and I know Shan is the same, is we want to try and get as much of this cleared up before the start of term. So when you come and study in week 1 on family, schools and society, you're solely focused on that, and everything else is cleared up for you. Shan, any final points?
Well, we thought about that because the very first time I see you on campus, or some of you, will be on Tuesday, the first Tuesday, so the 6th of October, or some of you the Wednesday, the 6th of October, but we'll be online with you. So I think the first day online needs to be content-based, lectures and so on. So if you've got any remaining questions, I'm allowing a half an hour at the start of your very first day on campus with us to ask questions, but anything we can clear up would be great. Now, Ryan, Ashley, Ellie and Helen are fantastic, so you can contact them via your chat groups I know you've got running, or email us and we'll answer any questions that you've got, because sometimes we can't imagine them, and it can be about the modules, but it can be about practical things, or something that's individual to you that we can support or signpost you to get support. So if you ask, we can sort it out for you. The other thing is we're going to be using Teams quite a lot, so we're going to be asking some questions, and we've started asking some questions. I use Teams on my phone because, as you know, if you've watched some of my other videos, it's bonkers this house, and there's somebody working in all the different rooms. So I use Teams on my phone a lot, and you can watch a video, you can watch a lecture, you can have a meeting. It works really well. Or you might want it on your laptop or your iPad. So Teams would be great, because one of the first days of the module, or the very first day of the module, we'll be wanting you to use Teams. So we will be sending out in the next week or so some information about how you can access that session on Teams. Okay, but if you can get it on your phone or your iPad or your laptop, or all of them, best way to suit. If you've got any problems or questions about that specifically, wait for some of the information to come out and then ask us what's relevant to you, because we can't imagine sometimes what you need to know. So let us know.
Absolutely. I think, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but the university have paid a subscription to Microsoft Teams, so there should be an access to that in your student portal. I'm not 100% sure on that yet, and we're trying to get a bit more information, but have a little dig in your student portal and see if you can get Teams set up, prior to the start. And if you're having any trouble with that, get in touch and we'll get someone on it for you. All right. So I hope this was useful. I think we probably kept to about 20 minutes, Shan. I think we did okay. And again, if you've got any questions, send them over to your course reps, and we'll do a video maybe in a couple of weeks to address those questions. In the meantime, take care.
We're really looking forward to seeing you soon. I can't wait to get going on the seminars with you.
And it's felt like a long time. Thanks, Phil. Cheers.